Um, it's kind of interesting. I I ran into somebody who had asked me about Rambo, and I let them know that Rambo had passed, and it was nice to hear all the good things that they had to say about Rambo. And it was nice to see that they knew, how much of a tragedy it is that Rambo's no longer with us. So that kind of made me feel good. Obviously, not that he's gone, but that he's recognized in such a good light. And I love that. You know, I mean, obviously, you could say some negative things about people's dogs, but Rambo wasn't that guy, and that was a really good thing. It's nice to be witness to see how things are living on in the absence of Rambo. As usual, it just makes me miss him more, and wish he was here with us to hang. And I do miss talking to him. Um, I remember doing a lot of lives, and every so often I'd flip the camera over and we would see Rambo, and I would go back to the live and joke around and clown with people. But when the camera was off, there was a lot of time I spent talking to Rambo, hours. Uh, I look back on it and I just wonder, what he was thinking. And talking to him was major. I remember going away, and whoever was watching Rambo, I would call, and I would ask him to put Rambo on speaker, just so he could hear me, or FaceTime just so he could see me, and he would smell the phone, or if I was on the phone with somebody, he would know who I'm speaking with. He could tell by specific reactions, you know. Um, he could tell if somebody was coming over. It's just his insight, his intuition. I guess you could say it's also his nose. He could smell tons of stuff. Um, it's all missed. It's all unfortunately gone. And it was appreciated. I don't think I'll run out of sadness. I think I'll be sad about it forever. I still feel like I can lay in bed for days on end. Um, and so I guess with that, I'm just taking things easier and not necessarily forcing myself into anything. And I'm approaching things a lot more delicately. Because I still think it could just spill into something disastrous somehow. Um, but I'm always just thinking of Rambo and everything that I do. I don't have children, so um, as they say, children are the future. And I guess I wouldn't be able to say that about Rambo. I wouldn't be able to say that, you know, Rambo was my future because he didn't carry anything on for me. I guess if he carried it somewhere, I hope it means something if he goes somewhere and that helps. But somehow I just feel like Rambo is somehow still my legacy. Talking about him, allowing people to remember him with good memories. Sometimes I feel like Rambo is somewhat a reflection of myself. You know, the fact that Rambo was 18, the fact that everyone always has good things to say about Rambo. And that makes me happy. It makes me happy to know that people have good things to say about Rambo, miss Rambo, be sad that Rambo's gone. And it has to do with, you know, it being that Rambo was my best friend. That I helped raise and groom Rambo into the dog that he was. But I think he had it in him anyway. He always had that personality. He's just always curious and full of life. And he was full of life well into his latter years. You know, a lot of people that ask me about that, they're like, yo, how old is your dog? And I'm like, you know, he's 16, he's 15. And people were like, and he's just lively? You know, and Rambo was super alert. And I'd never had Rambo neutered or fixed. But he was always rambunctious. And that's what Rambo is short for. So it's sad that he's not around. I feel like just the energy that he produced has gone from the whole world. But he left great memories, and I love him for that. And it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good that I contributed to some of those good memories, and I appreciate those that have those great things to say about Rambo and think about Rambo, and it's good. It's really good. So I'm gonna keep it moving.